Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
श्री चैतन्य मंगल की
की
जय।
जय।
श्रील लोचन दास ठाकुर की
ठाकुर की
जय।
जय।
श्रील प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद
की
की
जय।
जय।
समवेत गौर
गौर
भक्त
भक्त
वृंद
वृंद
की
की
जय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Sri Chaitanya Mangal reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Mangal, Adi Khanda, Balya Lila. And today's song is Song 11. Yesterday we read Song 10, in which we saw Mahaprabhu taught a sublime lesson to Murari Gupta. What was the message? That don't mix anything else with bhakti. Simply surrender to Krishna. Always be absorbed in tasting the nectar of bhakti. Direct devotional service is most pleasing to Krishna. There is no need to depend on any other sadhana, whether it is karma, jnana, or yoga. One who gets this type of firm faith in bhakti, only such a person is qualified to do Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. If he does not have faith, then he has to do karma. There is no alternative. But Mahaprabhu's message was here was his devotee, his pure devotee Murari Gupta. Do you know who is Murari Gupta? Murari Gupta is actually Hanumanji, yes, who is an eternal associate of the Supreme Lord. Why he is so enthusiastically preaching about yoga? So Mahaprabhu wanted to tell him. So to teach that lesson, what did Mahaprabhu do? While Gupta was eating prasadam, Mahaprabhu, by the way, he's a small boy. Mahaprabhu is Balya Lila. He's less than 5 years old. He went and he passed urine and filled up the plate of Murari Gupta. And he was shocked. What did you do? And then Mahaprabhu, chanting his hands, clapping his hands, he said, why are you speaking about yoga so enthusiastically, moving your hands and moving your head so actively, enthusiastically? Why are you preaching about yoga? Simply surrender to the Supreme Lord. He is capable of giving you everything, whatever you need. There's no need to take shelter of any other sadhana. That was the message. And of course, we saw, and saying this, he just disappeared from there. Where he went, Murari Gupta didn't know. But Murari Gupta immediately, while contemplating, he got the realization this little boy is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he immediately washed his hands, got up from there, and he was in great ecstasy in his heart, realizing that Jagannath Mishra's son is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he was not even able to walk. With great difficulty, somehow or other, he dragged himself to the home of Sri Jagannath Mishra. And what did he see there? In the lap of Sachimata, so Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata with Gauranga in the middle. And they were gazing at his lotus feet, and both of them kissed both cheeks of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, little baby Gauranga. And then they felt such love for him, both of them simultaneously embraced Nimai. And right at that moment, Murari Gupta came, and when they noticed that Murari Gupta is here, they felt kind of awkward. So immediately they got up. But Murari Gupta was not in external consciousness. He was all his hairs, right from his head to his toe, all the hairs on his body were standing erect in ecstasy. And he offered Dandavat obeisances not once, again and again. He was falling down in front of Mahaprabhu in ecstasy. He was falling down. He was picking himself up and again falling down, offering Dandavat obeisances while Nimai was smiling, sitting in the lap of his mother. And they were scared. They thought, I don't know what offense this little boy must have done. Huh? So they went and begged him, you are like a demigod. Why are you offering obeisances to our boy? Did he offend you in some way? Please forgive him. Let not any inauspiciousness fall on him. Please bless him. Like that. They were praying him. And then he said, my dear Jagannath Mishra, you, do, you are so fortunate. Do you know who this little boy is? He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are so fortunate. You don't know this. But in future, you will know this. You will see this. That's all. Just saying that he left that place. He didn't say anything else. But where did he go from there? He went straight to Advaita Acharya's home. And he wanted to reveal to Advaita Acharya what he saw that day. So he said, do you know what I have seen? I have come to know that the son of Jagannath Mishra is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Advaita Acharya knew this already. And he roared so loudly. And then Advaita Acharya said, yes, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the secret of all secrets. I'm telling you, he is the Supreme Lord. And he is the resting place of Lakshmi Devi. And he is tasting Krishna Prema at every moment. And together, both of them were roaring in ecstasy. But those who are not fortunate, they will not believe this story. Like this, the song ended. So today, one second. Oh boy. Okay, I will read song 11. Hearing how he had filled the four directions with sounds of Haribol, Lord Gaura, the jewel of the brahmanas, chanted Jaya, Jaya, clapped his hands and danced. Hearing how he had filled the four directions with sounds of Haribol, Lord Gaura, the jewel of the brahmanas, chanted Jai Jai, clapped his hands and danced. So now this is another song, another episode. It's not like continuation. In Chaitanya Mangal, each song is is one story, one part, one pastime. Now, who filled the four directions with sounds of Hari Bol? Uh, is it so? Hearing how that means he himself, Mahaprabhu himself has filled the four directions with the sounds of Hari Bol. Hearing that, everybody is chanting Hari, Hari, and Haribol. So Mahaprabhu inspired everyone to chant Hari and Haribol. Hearing everyone chanting Hari, Haribol, Lord Gaura, who is the jewel of the Brahmanas, also chanted. Now he is chanting Jai, Jai, and he was clapping his hands and dancing. So you all know that right from his very appearance, Mahaprabhu always inspired everyone uh, to chant the holy names of the Lord. When he appeared, even before he appeared, or at the time of his appearance, there was a lunar eclipse. And this is a system, especially in Bengal. Even people who never take the names of the Lord, even those who are Yavanas and Mlechas, anybody, Muslims, anyone, at the time of eclipse, because during eclipse, it is considered to be inauspicious. Your food becomes contaminated and so many things. So, to counteract the ill effects, everybody, all people, whether they are meat eaters or whoever they may be, they all go to Ganga and they all chant the names of the Lord. Krishna, Pundariksha, Hari, like that. They'll just take the names of the Lord during eclipse. But ordinarily, on normal days, nobody was chanting the names of the Lord. People were simply interested in sense gratification. But at the time of eclipse, at the time of the appearance, Gaur Purnima day, everybody, and they were roaring the names of the Lord so loudly that the entire universe was filled the names of the Supreme Lord. So Mahaprabhu, even with his appearance, he was actually announcing his mission, Harinam Sankirtan. And after he appeared also, when he was just a small baby, he would cry, apparently for no reason. As soon as the people around him, the ladies and the young girls, as soon as they would start clapping their hands and chanting the names of the Lord, he would start smiling. He would stop crying and he would start smiling. And very soon they all got the clue. So whenever he would cry, they would just come and they would start chanting. And then he would start smiling. This was when he was just an infant baby. And when he was a little older, when he could, like a toddler, he could walk, he could go inside and outside the house. He was so enchanting, so beautiful, so attractive that anyone who saw him would naturally give him some sweets, sandesh or barfi or bananas, like that. And he would take all that, whatever people would, he would go run outside the house. And when people would give him, passers-by would give him these sweets, he would bring them home inside the house and give them as gifts to all the girls and ladies who were chanting Hare Krishna, who would chant for him, he would go and give them as gifts. So in this way, right from the beginning, Mahaprabhu was inspiring everyone to chant the names Hari, Hari. So hearing how he filled the four directions with Hari, Hari, and Haribol, he was so pleased. And chanting Jai, Jai, he started clapping his hands and dancing. So now he's in his Balya Lila, less than 5 years old. Assembling all the boys, Lord Gaura made a game. So now look at another game that he played. Assembling all the boys, he made a game of chanting Lord Hari's holy names. Surrounding him on four sides, the boys chanted, Hari, Hari. Overcome with bliss, Lord Gaura rolled on the ground. So he would make all the boys stand in a circle and they would start chanting. And while they're chanting, in ecstasy, he would just roll on the ground. With a voice like thundering clouds, he called, Chant, chant, replying, He has come, he has come. The boys embraced him. So they were all little boys, but they're saying, He has come, he has come. Huh? And he would urge even his playmates, little boys, he would urge them to chant the names of the Lord. Surrounding him on four sides, the boys chanted Hari Hari. Overcome with bliss, Lord Gaura rolled on the ground with a voice like thundering. While he's rolling on the ground in ecstasy, he is roaring like a thunder. Chant, 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 like that. And when he would say that, the boys would reply, He has come, he has come. And they would just go and embrace him. Touching Lord Gaura's graceful limbs, the boys forgot themselves. Overcome, they fell to the ground and wept. So when they would come to embrace him, as soon as they touched him, they would just go into such ecstasy that they would forget themselves and they would fall to the ground in that ecstasy, weeping. From head to foot, the hairs of the bodies stood erect. Flooding streams of tears flowed down their necks. This is not Mahaprabhu. The boys around him, when they touched Mahaprabhu's body, they would go into such ecstasy that they would fall down to the ground and they would start weeping. And how would they weep? Their whole bodies would be drenched with the tears coming from their eyes, not just drenched, they would come down in streams and flow down their necks, like they're just flowing down, tears in streams. And all the hairs on their body, from head up to toe, they would all stand erect like a jackfruit, right? All the hairs standing erect. And then they would clap their hands and chant Hari, 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 like that in this state. Surrounded on four sides by the boys, Lord Gaura was like a lion or like a bumblebee, madly flying in a nectar lotus flower. So he would roar, right? So he was like a lion roaring, chant, chant, and so majestic, like the king of the lion. He's like a lion. Or you can say he's like a bumblebee that is madly flying inside a flower, in a nectar lotus flower. So, what is that lotus flower? You can say all these boys surrounding him, who are all in ecstasy themselves, he's amidst them like a bumblebee. So, they were like a lotus flower, a nectar lotus flower, and he is madly rolling in the dust amidst them in ecstasy, like that. So while this was happening, Mahaprabhu, surrounded by his friends, the boys, all in ecstasy, chanting the names of the Lord, at that moment, two or four pandits came walking down the path and saw Lord Vishwambhar enjoying these pastimes. Seeing the boys' wonderful pastimes, Lord Gaura placed forest flower garlands around their necks. This is another thing. Just like when he was little, even younger, he would give gifts. When somebody, he would be so pleased. Mahaprabhu is so pleased when we chant the holy names. And being pleased, he reciprocates with the devotees. So in the case of the ladies, he would go and give them sandesh and bananas like that. Here, when the boys were chanting, being so pleased by their chanting, he would place forest flower garlands around their necks. Everyone clapped their hands and chanted Hari Hari. Lord Gaura Hari joyfully danced in their midst. So he would place garlands on their necks and they would all chant Hari 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 like that, clapping their hands. And Mahaprabhu would dance in the middle, forgetting themselves. Now, this whole scene, the Pandits are watching. 2 to 4 Pandits. This is like the royal road. So Pandits would be walking. We saw yesterday also, Murari Gupta was walking on that path. So some Pandits were passing by and they would play on that path. The boys would be playing there. So they saw this game. Mahaprabhu is how he is inducing everyone to chant and how he is in ecstasy himself and he's dancing and they're all chanting and he's garlanding them. They're seeing this whole scene, and seeing that, simply by observing that, they forgot themselves. The pandits, these are all learned pandits, pandits who are grave and learned. But when they saw these little boys, small boys, chanting in ecstasy, they forgot themselves, and the pandits joined the boys. They also started clapping their hands and chanting Hari, 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 like this. Then some women were carrying water pots from the river. They were carrying water in their pots. They passed by. They came on the path and saw all these pastimes. The pandits are like small children clapping their hands along with these little boys who are playing on the street. You can imagine when they're playing on the street covered in dust, rolling in dust, right? We saw they were not even wearing clothes. They were little boys. They were not even wearing clothes. And along with them, the pandits, they are playing, chanting their hands, I mean, clapping their hands and chanting. And the women are seeing this. Uh, so the women carrying water pots came on the path and saw all these pastimes. And when they heard, hearing the chanting of Hari Hari, the women chanted Jai Jai. Hearing all this chanting, so the chanting by the boys, chanting by the pandits, chanting by the women, hearing all this chanting, other people came to watch what's going on here. And hearing the chanting, Sachi mother suddenly came running. What's going on? Where's my Nimai? She came there and she saw her Nimai, and she also saw the Pandits. So she called out, Son, son. And immediately she went and hugged Nimai. Seeing all the people, right? What's going on here, right? Is there like a show or something? Why have all of you gathered around here? So she spoke harsh words when she saw all these varieties of people, different people who are gathered there. She spoke harsh words. She said, You Pandits are all like this. You turn others' sons into madmen. She's not thinking that her son is the one who's inducing everyone. Rather, she's thinking they are spoiling her son there. Like, why you're learned people, cultured people, why you're acting like madmen, and seeing you're turning others' children into madmen. You Pandits are like this. You turn others' sons into madmen. You made them dance like madmen. Hearing her harsh words, in their hearts, everyone thought, why does she speak like that? Why? Right? Everyone was in ecstasy chanting the names of the Lord. Why is she speaking like that? They thought in their hearts. And taking her son with her, Sachi returned home. She immediately took Nimai and took him away from there and went home. Remembering this pastime, Lochandas joyfully sings these songs, glorifying Lord Gaura. So we will stop there. That's the end of Song 11. So today's pastime in Song 11 was how Nimai induced little boys his age to chant the names of the Lord. He would play games with them. He would become very pleased when everyone around him chanted the names of the Lord. So he played a game with them where they would surround, make a circle, and they would be singing Hari Hari. And he would go into ecstasy and roll in the dust in the middle. And then after that, and seeing him, they would be clapping, and he would be saying Jai Jai, and he would garland everyone. And some pandits passed by, they saw this, and they got into the chanting. So they also forgot that they were pandits. They went into ecstasy, clapping their hands. They started chanting. Then some ladies were passing by with pots of water. And when they saw the pandits chanting with little boys, they said, Wow, Jai, 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 like that. Seeing all this, hearing all this chanting, so many people gathered around and everybody's watching. And they also started chanting. And hearing all this chanting, Sachimata comes running to see what's going on, and she sees her Nima in the middle of all this. And then she chastises, she speaks harsh words to all the people, saying that You people, Pandits, do you behave? Is this how you behave? You're turning others' children into madmen. You're acting like madmen and turning others into madmen. And saying this, she took the hand of Nimai and she went home. While all the others are thinking, why is she behaving like this? And Srila Lochandas Thakur, remembering this pastime, sings the glories of Lord Gaura. So with that, we'll stop here today. Thank you all so much for attending. We will continue tomorrow.
Thank you,
Sri
Mataji.
Chaitanya, thank you, Mataji. Sri Chaitanya Mangal ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Sri Lochandas Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Prabhupada
jai.
ki jai.
Samaveta Gaur
Gaura
Bhakta
Bhakti Vrinda ki
jai.
jai.
Actually,
Great.
one more thing. I wanted to morning hours, your morning hours, I was doing Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita classes before. But since Gaur Purnima is coming up, just to absorb our consciousness in Chaitanya Lila, I was thinking I will just read Chaitanya Bhagavat in the morning before Gaur Purnima, just reading. So maybe I'll do that. If you are able to join, you join. Otherwise, you can hear. But I want to do it. Actually, I want to do it for myself too. So I will read it in the morning.
Sure,
And
Mataji.
yeah, so 6:30 will be the time. Your 6:30. Maybe for 1 hour we can read 6:30 to 7:30, like that. So we'll see as much as we are able to cover until Gaur Purnima. And hopefully by then I will get into once again into the flow of doing Bhagavatam classes in the morning. Then I can switch to Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So, okay. Thank you. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada.